It speaks to the reality that there is no such thing as race. Race is a false construct that was created by racists in order to confuse mankind. There's only one race, the human race, which has its origins in Africa. So everyone, on a genetic level, everyone is of African ancestry, whether they know it or not, or whether they look like it or not. The further you move away from the equator, the further you move away from the sun, the lighter your skin becomes because of melanin. And other factors contribute to the change of facial features. So that's one very important reality. You'll also find in the same museum, on the opposite end of the David Koch Hall of Human Origins, you'll find an exhibit on ancient Africa. And in this exhibit on ancient Africa, as soon as you walk into the exhibit, it talks about the Nile Valley. It talks about ancient Kush. And what they state is that ancient Kush, the civilization of ancient Kush, rose around the same time as the civilization of ancient Kemet, but it lasted longer. It lasted about 3,000 years longer. So when we talk about Africa, we're talking about the birthplace of humanity. When we talk about Africa, specifically the Nile Valley, and the Nile Valley civilization includes civilization in Uganda, Ethiopia, Kush, Sudan, and Kemet or Egypt. So it's a 4,200-mile cultural highway. And the culture migrated with the people from the south to the north. And so the civilization that we refer to as Kemet or Egypt is considered by Chancellor Williams as Ethiopia's oldest daughter, right? But we find in Kemet the greatest evidence of what human beings have achieved when they're left to their own devices. The beginning of architecture, the beginning of government, the beginning of agriculture, the beginning of engineering, science, philosophy, astronomy, the beginning of all of those things that indicates a civilized nation and a civilized people. So Africa is important because it's the birthplace of humanity, culture, and civilization that expanded from the Nile Valley south and west, influencing dozens of countries on the continent.